If there's been a change within a calendar year that's noted, they submitted minutes and of the board approval of the request for funding and of course the official request for bed tax form. And this is all sent to Jeannie. In fact, we have one on the agenda for tonight. But what's changed for the City of Globe since the year 2000? In 2018, we established the Economic Development Department. Before our city, we relied on the efforts of the EDC and of the county. And according to some documents, there was a partnership in the early 80s with what is now the Gila County IDA. In 2018, we went through a branding initiative, and this is our brand that we are rolling out in our new destination marketing campaign that just launched just prior to the fires. And so it's been a challenge, but we're still moving forward with that, and we actually have seen a lot of response to the campaign. We're seeing a lot of people coming from the West Valley and also from southern Arizona, like Douglas and Nogales. And this is a beautiful front porch of the Chrysocolla Inn. And so thank you for having me tonight. Any questions?
Do other cities include the overnight rentals like Airbnb and so far in their bed tax? And I don't think we do yet.
We do not, and that is something Dana is working on.
Okay. All right. That's it.
There some things that Bisbee does this as well as Wickenburg. In their bed tax agreements, there is a defined list of deliverables that the city works with the bed tax organization to finalize. So, for instance, in Wickenburg, 50% of the bed tax goes to the city or the town of Wickenburg, and that goes for 100% destination marketing. And then the remaining 50% is split between, they have a fine arts center that's very similar to our Center for the Arts and with their chamber, and that's split between the two. With the Fine Arts Center, they are asking them to produce, I believe it's 6 to 8 signature events that have a statewide draw, that brings people and puts heads in their beds. And then they ask the chamber to spend the entirety of their bed tax allocation on marketing. And so when we were up there for the Rural Policy Forum 2 years ago, we met with their town manager and looked at their model and why they went in this direction, and it seemed to be working well for them. And so we just entered into an agreement.
No, I think we would like to hear from our guests, though.
This is Vernon Perry, board chair for the Gila County Historical.
Mr. Perry, they asked for looking up some history, particularly how the percentage was divided up in each of the different of the 501c3 entities and how that came about. I went back in the records. One of the things I did find was they talked about support through generating money for the city for economic development way back in about 1986. And then the first bed tax was levied in about 1994, 95 was the first tax that was levied. There's historically, I don't know if you have the different documents, but they are available probably in your files. We also have them. Interesting ones I found was one of the first ones came out by Steve Stratton in 1997 when they first started the proposal and made the agreements as to how we could legally collect a tax money and be able to distribute it among non-daily 5 things we provide. Tourist information, tours of the museum, and tours of or with the mine. We provided research. We provided, it said at that time, we would sponsor an antique show and food booth at the home tour. Since then, we've dropped that, and mainly because of it was basically gym floor in Globe High School. They didn't want us standing on it anymore, which made all the sense in the world to me. They moved it to Copper Rim. It was too far out of sight. If you're down by the high school and you're part of the home tour, it was easy to get to. It became something that wasn't productive anymore. It provided a service, but more and more the vendors stopped from doing that. So one of the replacements that we have done is the Old Dominion Days that you mentioned a while ago. And that, before COVID hit, that became real success. And do you know where the stuff is? Bill Hawk, what little cubby hole you put it in.